Morning everybody, it's Thursday, another day fixing amplifiers. I just love it. Some hardbox orders to fill also, like every other day, and an amplifier to ship and more to pick up. Okay, so I have a Kenwood Tl922 here, has 10 meters already. This thing is pretty clean. I've done the styrofoam. I was really careful unpacking it. One of the feet was actually loose in the box. Screw came out, and the knob and this inner piece, they were both loose, but tightened them up and they're fine. So this thing is as stock as can be. Super clean inside too. So I'm going to go through it, do all the mods, which are very, very beneficial, especially if it works on 10 meters. I just bring it up to how amps are today and correct a couple design flaws. I put the meter protection in, lower the inductance path between the plate tuner variable and the tube grid for each tube. There's one grid per tube. The self-bias mod, so if you ever have a grid to filament short, you don't take out the winding on the filament transformer. Ground the grids, which increases the stability and lowers the drive requirement amount. Change the electrolytic cap underneath, clean all the contacts and whatever else. So I'm going to take a good look at the caps, might change them over to brand new ones, brand new Chemits. So with the hardbox filter cap board. So that's about it for now. So I will see you guys in a bit. I'm going to crank my music up and get to work. So this ADB is going out today. Waiting on the payment for the $1,200, and I have more on the way. So another round of AL811/AL811Hs are en route, so those will be coming up, and yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. So keep them coming. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. Please like, share, and subscribe. Back with the completed Tl922. I have it propped up. I don't have the bottom cover on and feet. Never want to block the airflow. Draw some air in through the bottom cover, and it passes by the socket, the bottom of the sockets. So 1 meter lamp out for each meter. Gonna call the customer about that, otherwise it's all set. 2500 watt slug, Bird 43 watt meter. PEP kit is on, going into a Bird dummy load. Want to see it working on 10 meters. Radio set to roughly 80 or 90 watts. Yep. Audio hello, 1200, 1200, 1250, 1250, 1250, audio tit 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 tit, audio hello, tit 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 on the higher voltage, audio hello, 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 RF voltage, RF output, audio tit 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 tit, the current, audio hello, 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 audio hello, 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 tit 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 tit, lower voltage. Audio hello, hello, hello. See, power output drops. Tit 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 tit. The settings. So it's all set. I keep getting calls and PayPal orders. I'm going crazy here. Okay, just let you guys know. I'm going to start saying in the videos. This knob doesn't always. It usually doesn't line up on 160 and 80. It's usually more mid scale right here around 7, so don't freak out if it doesn't line up. Just how it's designed. So you just I've showed how I normally tune it. I'll put 10 watt carrier in, lower voltage, get it close, and then unkey it, the radio at like 50, tune it for max output, and bring it up on the lower voltage, obviously in the CW. Anyway, just watch the 922 video I have where you know, if you have any questions. A lot of people ask how to tune. I have a video on 922 where I demonstrate Penta lab tubes. You can find it on my YouTube channel. So this has the brand new Amperex tubes in it. Well, I'll show the inside after I shut it off. You know, shut it off. It's cooled off. High voltage, pull it down, unplug, and all that. So never ever ever switch this under load ever. So don't ever switch it when it's keyed. Don't ever switch this when it's keyed. You know, the band switch. Just create all sorts of damage. Okay, so I'll be back. I'll show you the inside. So, back with the completed amp. I'm going to show you what I did. So, the customer sent the tubes with it, but they did not make it with the amp. They'll be here, they'll be at FedEx later today. I already went there for the day, so I tested it with my Amperex tubes from Penta. So I had a anode cap, a flat pancake one. I had to get creative on the other side. So I took a piece of copper, wrapped it around, put a screw through it. I just bent the end of the parasitic assembly. I'll bend it back after. Put a screw through. I did not modify that one whatsoever. I just bent it, but it'll bend back like I said. So nice and clean in here. Put the series glitch resistor in. The wiring's already oriented. I didn't have to mess with it. Didn't have to zip tie it out of the way. Put the meter protection diode in. I'll show you the bottom. See, I forgot to add that. I added the strap there to lower the inductance path between the plate blocker and the plate choke connection. Hey, Caesar. Okay, so new electrolytic capacitor. Changed the SO2 Tl922s. They did not have super great grip. Replaced them with brand new ones from Max Gain Systems. These ones are usually good, but they're okay, but they weren't great. So I just didn't want to take a chance. The self-bias modification, ground at the grid, connections right to ground, copper strap, the low inductance mod over here to correct the crazy path they have between the plate tune air variable capacitor and the tube grids, 1 grid per tube. So about it. Oh, I want to say, yeah, that connection on the top tube, I did quick you know, PEP, total PEP output test. I didn't do, you know, some high duty cycle or something, so that would not fly long term, because those anode caps dissipate a little bit of the heat off the connection coming out of the tube, and they help, you know, with the temperature at the seal where the metal goes through the glass envelope. You know, there are a lot of people that like to use those other anode caps, mostly people that talk on non-ham bands. They are not needed. Those can actually do more harm than good, and I actually have a video about that. So the customer, I believe, has, once I go pick his tubes up, I'll check it again, but I believe he has the stock Kenwood ones, so, which are a pancake style like that one. Not the same, but similar. Okay, so yeah, there was a small piece of solder right here stuck to the socket. I'll get that out after. Alright, so that's about it. Also, oh, another thing, actually cleaned, like I always do, the band switch, you know, the input rotary switch, and the TR relay, and also the relay back here with deoxide gold. So they're super clean. Also always clean these two switches with deoxide gold. So please like, share, and subscribe. Now I have to get back to packing more hardbox orders. It's going crazy right now. So I get up at 4:15 and just full steam ahead until I get all the work done for the day. So thanks for watching. Hope everyone has a great day. And if you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. If you meet the conditions on the website and you'd like to just send it in, just please follow those directions. And I do them first come, first served. And a lot of people ask what the turnaround time, usually within a week. If I need parts, then usually within 2 weeks, worst case scenario, once I have payment in hand. So again, I'll say it one last time. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Stay tuned. 73.